Okay, so in this video we're going to look at bounds, also known as limits of accuracy, and the question that you see in front of you is from a past GCSE paper. It's a fairly tricky one, and I think that if you can get your head around this one, then you shouldn't really struggle with any other bounds questions, apart from perhaps the way that they're worded, and we can come to that later in videos on worded questions. So in this question we are told that w is equal to the square root of x divided by y, and we're also given values of x and y to varying degrees of accuracy. And the question says, by considering bounds, work out the value of w to a suitable, keyword suitable, degree of accuracy, and give a reason for your final answer. Okay, so let's take a look at how we would approach that. The question really is, where have those numbers come from? And to consider that, we look at the missing number, if you like, or the next number that could have been. And if we look at this value for x, it's the third digit that's missing, and so we have a look at plus minus 0.005. And when we do that, we obtain these two values. This is minus, and this is plus 0.005, and it tells us that x then lies between those two. Now you'll notice there's an inequality here. This one contains an equal sign, this one does not. Now this is a get out clause, if you like, to allow us to use this method, because ordinarily if we were to just look at this number on its own and round it, the result would be 5.44, which of course is not 5.43. But this less than but not equal to allows us to express the number in that way. If we then look at y, we're looking at the fourth decimal place, so we need a plus minus of 0.0005, which gives us these two values here, these being the lower and upper bounds of y, or y lies between these two values. And then we need to think about what the question is asking us or telling us. In the first part, it tells us that w is equal to the square root of x divided by y, so it's division that we're interested in. And to obtain a lower bound, we would divide the lower by the upper, and to produce an upper bound, we would divide the upper bound by the lower. And so on a calculator, of course, with these types of questions, you would work out those two separate values, and they're here and here. And obviously w then lies between its lower bound and its upper bound. Now when we actually look what those are worth in terms of value, then we have these two values here, and you'll see that I've put a red line to indicate where a change has occurred in those two numbers. These first three figures are the same, but the fourth one is different. So choose 3 decimal place accuracy, since this is where the first difference occurs. Fine, but we've still got two numbers, and the question says find a value for w, singular. So what we would then do is disregard the remainder of these digits and just look at what we have on the left hand side of the red line. And if we then round those, then both of them give a value of 1.1, and so w is 1.1 is a suitable value for w, and its final degree of accuracy is to 1 decimal place.